the band. Listen to the band.
I got a call from Bert Schneider and Bob Ravelson. Basically, they said, look, we want to do a show that's sort of an American kind of Beatles.
The thought was that a show that incorporated pop music and this, what it then was this radical new style of filmmaking, would be innovative.
We just try to make them were there 4 monkeys? Yeah. 4 footloose, you know, improvisational, zany guys.
Here we go, walking down the street. We had the funniest looks from everyone we meet.
Would this have been a hit had they been called, you know, the Aardvarks? Probably.
I said, that's the most stupid name I've ever heard. That's your first mistake. The other mistake is not getting guys who are like in a band already. Basically, they decided what they would do was have open auditions. So they put the Madness thing, you know, Madness actors wanting to take part in the TV show, Ben Frank types. And as we all know, Ben Frank's is a restaurant on Sunset. It's a late night place. You can go there and get your eggs and bacon, you know, after you've been out on the razzle, whatever. And so Ben Frank types were long-haired, sort of beatnik weirdos from the 60s.
Oh, the auditions, yeah, were very extensive. I mean, they were weeks and weeks, I seem to remember, of singing and moving and acting and improvisation and playing an instrument. I played guitar at the time.
The 4 we chose were the ones that we all liked the best.
My name is David Jones.
My name is David Jones.
My name is David Jones.
Will the real David Jones please stand up?
I am standing up.
I was born in Manchester, England, an industrial town. I was raised in Manchester till the time I was 14 years old, and then I moved to Newmarket to become an apprentice jockey, riding racehorses. It didn't work out because the agents took me up to London one weekend and I auditioned for the part of the Artful Dodger, and I got the role.
David was appearing on Broadway in Oliver.
What are we going to do if your dad finds out we're in love? Well, what did your sister say when she saw us kiss? Oh, what have I got to pay so she won't talk about this? So what are we going to do if your dad finds out we're in love? They've been saying wait until we're ready.
Well, Screen Gems got hold of me, and they decided that they wanted to find a vehicle for me. I came to California with Ward Sylvester.
We were going to establish a solo career for him.
I've offered you my Lovin' Spoonful collection, my Bobby Dylan records, my Blind Lemon Jefferson records, and this prize of my collection, Bobby Darin Sings His Bank Book.
Throw in the stones.
Okay.
Let me see that. Davy Jones sings.
And then the monkey thing started to develop, and I was just perfect for that, you know. That was sort of like rock and roll, so they finally find a vehicle.
When they were going through all the screen tests that they had, they started calling me the guy with the wool hat. I said, yeah, well, bring Woolhat back. Let's see Woolhat again.
This is H.L. Nesmith. He owns a small spread in southern Texas. What's the name of the ranch again, Mr. Nesmith?
Houston.
I was born and raised in Texas, ordinary growing up. Stayed there till I was 20, and then I moved to Los Angeles.
Here he is, Michael Blessing. Let's hear it from Michael Blessing.
I chose the name Blessing out of the telephone book, and I didn't find anything in the A's that I liked.
I'm not a dream, I'm not an angel, I'm just a man. You're not a queen, you're just a woman, hold my hand. We'll make a space in the lives we both had planned, and here we'll stay until it's time for you to go. I used to cut class and take a chair and go and sit in the middle of the stage and look out at this empty house and just play like it was full of people screaming. And I kept thinking to myself, someday.
So I was sitting in the office auditioning, waiting for the Monkees audition, and Mike came in and said, "Hello, Pete."
Ladies and gentlemen, the dove, the bird of peace. I have placed the bird in the bag. I'm going to make the bird disappear. I blow up the bag.
Well, I believe my parents when they tell me that I was born in Washington, D.C., February 13th, 1942. Yeah, I flunked out of college for the second time. And my father said, "Well, what are you going to do?" I said, "Well, I think I'll go to New York to seek my fame and fortune." I didn't find it there. There wasn't any there. I came to L.A. in 1965. And then I played piano for Steve Stills and Ron Long, who were called the Buffalo Fish. Steve was my buddy from the Village. We had known each other. We were the kids who looked alike. Steve called and said, "Peter, I've just met this guy who is doing a TV show based on A Hard Day's Night, and you should come up and try out." I went, yeah.
I'd been up for like 3 or 4 shows that month.
I don't like it, painted red. Take a memo. Going into production for my new film, The First 10 Days of Pompeii. Have the ad read. You've read the book, now see the movie. M.D. Somebody write a book called The First 10 Days of Pompeii.
Well, I was born here in Los Angeles and grew up in a show business family. And then the first series I had was Circus Boy when I was 10. I rode an elephant around for 3 or 4 years. The first interview was very unusual. I walked into this office and there was pizza cartons everywhere and Coke cans and these 2 guys sitting around in jeans and T-shirts, and I thought they were like the guys that brought in the pizza, and they were the producers. And so that was a big difference, you know, for someone like myself who'd been to a lot of auditions in Hollywood and television companies. It was usually some big guy in a suit and a cigar going, "Yeah, kid, well, tell me a little about your background." I even remember at the time I thought, I really want this one. This is kind of cool.
And this is Mike Nesmith, Mickey Dolenz,
and Peter Tom,
and Davy Jones,
and Mickey Dolenz,
reminding you to save the Texas prairie chicken.
Here we come, walking down the street. We get the funniest looks from everyone we meet.